I guess it's time to segue into the chorus drama. And Zach, since we went live, maybe a little bit before we went live, but I did want to throw this up here too. We may have to react to it also. But it looks like this bitch ass piece of shit is now threatening to sue Wired. Lawsuit for defamation 1 hour ago. So again, this bitch ass piece of shit, instead of owning the fact that he's a propagandist, instead of just being honest about the actual role that he plays in society, is now out here threatening to sue, threatening to call the manager, just like Donald Trump, continuing that analogy of what a Trumpian response we have here on our hands. I mean, what's more Trumpian than this bullshit? So we'll take a look in a second. I doubt they actually go through with the lawsuit. It's just a threat. They're just trying to silence journalists. They're just trying to silence reporters and threaten them because people know whoever wants to expose these assholes next, they know they have this fucking gigantic blob of dark money on their side that can fund any sort of legal nightmare they want. So it's really disgusting. It's Trumpian. It's fucking a disgrace to the left.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because this is something, and we're all constantly learning, right? And this is something that, people have been talking about on Twitter all morning. I was kind of following along, and my initial response was, hey, fuck it. Who cares, right? Bring it on. Like, I like, this reporting is thorough. Like, fucking Wired has all this big bread. Like, fucking force this parent company to go to work. Let's hire some attorneys. And people on the internet have pushed back, and they were like, hey, bro, that sounds all well and good in theory until you realize that they were just going to go out here and try and bankrupt Taylor Lorenz through any means necessary because they're not going to sue.
And Wired, potentially. And again, fuck this piece of shit for threatening to sue a journalist. Come on, bro. That's disgraceful. That's fucking disgraceful. I mean, put out as many bitching videos that you want, fucking whining. And I mean, you can defend yourself all you want. Obviously, you have the right to defend yourself and claim, oh, it's not corruption for me to take $10,000 in Democratic dark money. It's not corruption. And anyone that says that just loves MAGA. Like, yeah, you can do that all day long. You have the right to be a fucking stupid, intellectually dishonest piece of shit. You have the right to be corrupt and defend yourself. But fuck you, bros. You claim to be a progressive and you claim to be anti-Trump. Meanwhile, you're going to embody his tactics to the fucking T, threatening to sue every time someone uncovers the truth about your fucking corrupt bullshit. Come on.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I can't say I'm surprised, but it pretty on brand for dark money Pakman.
What a disgrace. As I said, David Pakman just came out with this video, lawsuit for defamation, time to sue. Let's find out, Zach, if it's in fact time to sue.
Well, I hate to start a show like this, but I do have to talk today about a defamation lawsuit. After Wired published a piece last week that made a number of untrue allegations and implications about me and other creators, claiming I'm taking money in exchange for letting someone dictate the content of this show or restrict what I'm talking about.
Straw man, caricature.
And many other claims and implications. A whole bunch of you wrote to me and said, David, are you going to sue for defamation? Suing for defamation and winning is really the way to take control back and to prove that you didn't do the things you're accused of. Now, it's a fair question, and I want to talk about that today. I didn't even plan on mentioning this entire fiasco again, but it really has taken on a life of its own. So I'm going to get to the am I suing for defamation question in a moment, but I also want to lay out a few other things. The saddest part for me in all of this is that even though, after the first 48 hours, the overwhelming majority of my audience members and fellow creators and others realized there's really no story here. Like it's not even just the allegations and implications are untrue. It's just,
and why even freaking out and fucking contorting yourselves into a vicious panic? Like the most insane dirt ever was just exposed. Like they're acting like this is the greatest fucking, defamations ever occurred or something. But like, you're the ones that are fucking freaking out. It's just an article, bro. It's literally an article. You could have ignored it. You're the one fucking freaking out and panicking.
And not only that, if it was debunked or untrue, why don't you come out here and show the contract and be like, see, this is the entire contract. It doesn't say that at all. Why do you not come out here and do that then? Why does Brian Tyler Cohen not come out here and do that then? Why, when people on TikTok who aren't very bright are reacting to their contract, trying to justify it, does it expose the fact that Taylor Lorenz was correct?
Yeah, exactly.
There's not even really a story here. Most people realize that. way more people always see the original allegations and they never see the corrections. And that's something we're going to deal with in a moment as well.
There were
The
no
hardest
corrections
part
issued.
is that some people who have trusted me for years have now canceled their memberships on my website
Good.
because they wrongly believe the DNC tells me what to say, or that Chorus makes me get permission before I cover.
You do have to get permission before you interview somebody, you fucking crazy person. It's in the contract.
100%.
Cover a topic, or that my opinions 2 years ago were shaped by Chorus, despite Chorus being spun up like 2 months ago.
Oh my God.
There are people who
Gaslighting.
will not be satisfied unless I file and win a defamation suit. And otherwise they have just said, this must be true, and haven't even come in.
He's only going to sue them to get back those subscribers that left, those fucking wayward subscribers. Got to get them back.
Asked me about it. Now, I don't know that a lot of people I'm hearing from were really my core supporters anyway, and we're going to get to that a little bit later in the show. But I want to again say, Chorus is not involved in content creation. They're not involved in content creation. They don't direct content. They don't pay for content. They don't subsidize content. They don't sponsor content. They don't restrict content. They don't require anything in terms of content of creators. They've never suggested.
And post the contract.
Yeah, and also, like, what, you really think people are stupid enough to believe that some generous benefactor out there is just giving $8,000 away a month with no strings attached? Like, who the fuck is stupid enough to believe that? Oh no, it's just some group that, it's not about content creation. It's not about getting people on the same page. They're just, here's $8,000 a month, no strings attached, nothing to see here. Don't investigate further, and if you do, we'll fucking sue you.
Yeah.
David, why don't you do the story? Or David, why don't you stay away from the story? That it just doesn't exist. It's a scholarship and support incubator for creators. There are very small channels. There are larger creators like Aaron Parnas and I. The idea here is grow the left-wing ecosystem. Now, because of a misleading article and even more confused
Left-wing
commentary
bias.
from other creators who simply read the article, in some cases misunderstood it,
really
went
quick
on
one
and
more
did
time.
stories about it. Some people
He did this exact same line of bullshit when people started mass unsubscribing and deleting their memberships and their Patreons after October 7th, when he started to give the most deranged Hasbro talking points and blame Palestinians for their own suffering implied, and call everybody that was trying to fundraise for, Palestinians, people supporting terrorism. He really, really doubled and tripled down on that. And he had a mass exodus of people who were like, dude, I don't come to you for this kind of commentary. Like, I'm actually an anti-war person. I'm a humanitarian. I can't believe that the United States is sponsoring this atrocity. I don't care that it's a Democrat that's the president. We can't abide by this. And he came out and was like, these people aren't real supporters. They're not real progressives. They're not they're not interested in hearing the real truth. They're just interested in supporting terrorism. So he does these kind of tantrums, like whenever he gets caught with his pants down. He really is susceptible to getting butthurt by his audience leaving him.
Yeah.
will have decided to cancel the David Pakman show. I don't know how to fix that part yet. What we have here is Brian Tyler Cohen coming out and raising money for a project he doesn't take a penny from. It's not nefarious subterfuge of any kind. It's Brian. Of course I supported it because I know Brian and I know his intentions, and it's a great thing. Now, maybe the worst part of this is that other creators,
it's so Trumpian. You guys, I can't overstate this. I cannot wait to talk to Taylor about this tomorrow. It is the embodiment of how MAGA would handle this situation right here. Okay. He's like, I know this person is my friend. This guy's one of us, dude. Do you really want me to come out here and attack one of us? You want to believe this other person who's not one of us when they published fake news? It's fake news. We all me and Tyler both came out and told you it was fake. It's fake, bro. Why would you read all of the fake, hateful journalists who want to smear us, right? Instead of actually dealing line by line with the accusations, which they never do. They just say they're fake, right? They do not refute them. They don't bring out any evidence to suggest that they're wrong, right? They just say, oh, that's fake news over and over and over again. And then they rely on your personal sentiments, right? Like, oh, Brian, you have a parasocial relationship with Brian. I also have a relationship with Brian. Brian and me, we're just like you. We're all one of each other, right? This is our group, and we wouldn't be susceptible to an outsider critiquing us.
Yeah.
Although most now are kind of like, there's no story here, but some creators in the first 48 hours took the Wired story and expanded it with even more outrageous claims. suggesting that it's APAC or IPAC. I don't even know how it's pronounced. IPAC that is
he
funding
doesn't
this
know how
show or other
APAC is
creators. Of course, not
Ah,
true.
Fucking
That the
God
DNC is
damn it.
involved. Not true. The result is that a lot of people in my audience have become confusedly furious with me, and some have canceled
Confusedly
memberships. It
furious.
takes years to build.
Well, what he's talking about is that comment section that we showed off, which gloriously fucking destroyed his bullshit talking points, and was basically the consensus was like, bro, we're not fucking stupid. We're not fucking stupid. Corruption is corruption. You're not independent media if you're taking $8,000 a month in dark money from some shady fucking firm. So that's who he's talking about being, what do you say, confusedly furious.
And
Let's
not
go
only
back.
that, he said he didn't even know how to pronounce APAC. That is such an obvious lie. You are lying to your audience. You cover the news every single day. APAC is a huge part of the fucking United States political landscape, particularly since October 7th, 2023, right? We're all talking about this all the time. You're talking about this all the time. To come out here and pretend you don't know how to pronounce it, again, just gives away how guilty you are.
Especially when that's literally your last name. You know what I'm saying? David A. Pakman.
We're
Like,
supposed to
come
believe
on,
this
bro.
shit. Come on,
Come
bro. I know you're not very bright, but you can write your own name.
Yeah.
IPAC that is funding this show or other create PAC or IPAC. I don't even know how it's pronounced. APAC.
I don't
IPAC,
even know what Israel
is funding
called.
this show.
Israel. What even is Israel? I've never heard of it, bro.
Oh, wow. I mean, what is that a little anti-Semitic? Or should you even say that, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, what are you implying by that?
Show or other creators. Of course, not true. That the DNC is involved. Not true. The result is that a lot of people in my audience have become confusedly furious with me, and some have canceled membership.
Again, those are all the people that were like, we're not dumb. And now he's calling them confusedly furious. Oh, you're not dumb. It's okay. You're just confusedly furious because you don't know, how to fucking interpret information that has been made available to you by someone that's not me or someone who's being paid $8,000 a month by Brian Tyler Cohen's dark money group.
It takes years to build enough trust with someone that they say, I'm going to pay for this. And it takes seconds for them to cancel it. Others have unsubscribed from YouTube and other platforms. There are people now, not just hoping for us to fail, but monitoring to see if we do have the failure.
David
I don't
Pakman
want to let
shouts
those
out the
people have
Vanguard.
the satisfaction. So we estimate about 6,000 YouTube subscribers out of 3.3 something million, about 6,000 YouTube subscribers have canceled. Now, during the same period of time, 5,000 have signed up, but 6,000.
How is this not Trumpian, Gavin? How is this not Donald Trump? Like, this is exactly what Donald Trump would do in this situation. Talking, we've lost a lot of subscribers, folks, but we've gained a lot of subscribers too. And those losers and weepers, those idiots, folks, they tried to do us wrong, but we're gonna show them, folks. They're not gonna keep us down. We're already winning bigly. We're already back to winning. They tried to keep us down. We were down. We went right back up. What did we do? We went right back up, folks.
And that's why I have to sue people, specifically members of the press.
Exactly. It just sounds like it's coming out of Donald Trump's mouth. This is the definition, textbook blue MAGA.
Yep.
Have canceled. I'm not asking them to come back. Many of them have made their decision. If they decide to come back, great. What I am asking is, if you're a regular watcher on YouTube and you're not subscribed, there's about 4 million of you, consider subscribing. If you listen to the audio podcast, you don't watch on YouTube, but you have a Google account, consider subscribing. If you watch on TikTok, consider subscribing on YouTube. There's no downside, there's no cost. And of course, remember that this show primarily is funded by direct memberships at joinpakman.com. Now let's get to the defamation.
Look at this shit, everyone.
Over the last few days, I've consulted
Gotta
with some
remind all of you folks. I got it right here. 17 different sponsors of the David Pakman Show. Okay. Over here, let's take a look. Some of these I've never even fucking heard of. Zoom in. I gotta open in a new tab because Twitter is fucking deranged now. Here we go. 3-Day Blinds, Smalls, Ground News, Lumen, Magic Spoon, the fucking cereal that they make keto for some reason and pretend it's healthier for you by putting in a bunch of preservatives and weird artificial shit to me. Oh, it's not sugar. It's not sugar. It's not going to make your carbs go up for the day. Start Mail, Naked, MD Hearing, Paired, Incogni, Babble, Athletic Greens, Helix Sleep, Fume, all kinds of ridiculous shit.
Also, these aren't even good deals. You get 6 bottles of Naked juice for $39.99. if you fucking use the code Pakman. That's a dog shit deal. Are we just talking about naked juice? Like the
I think it's naked wines.
wines. Okay, that's a low-key good deal then. Never mind. Everyone go hit it. I was thinking, you remember naked juice?
Oh yeah,
Is that not
that still exists.
that sounds like a fucking a lawsuit in the making.
Well, they're selling wine, not juice.
True, but still. Either way, hit up Naked Wines, guys. David Pakman get you 6 whole bottles for $39.99. I might have to do that myself.
Yeah, it's crazy like that. I'm like, Sheath, comfortable ergonomic underwear. Use code Pakman for 20% off. Like,
hell yeah.
This is a real fan-funded small dollar show. Like, no, it's not, dude. Stop lying. You're corporate as fuck.
Yeah, and all that money, and he still can't pay real artists to do the illustrations in his dog shit kids books that he hawks on Amazon.com, which again feature generative AI illustrations. Complete fucking insanity. But yeah, let's watch this. He's about to get into, he's been consulting with his lawyers, Zach. His legal team is at the ready. He's well funded. He has all the dark money on his side. He's ready to enter the legal arena.
This show primarily is funded by direct memberships at joinpakman.com. Now let's get to the defamation issue. Over the last few days, I've consulted with some of the top defamation attorneys in the country, lawyers who have won some of the largest verdicts, I think, in US history. And one thing I appreciate about good lawyers is they give you the full story up front. And most lawyers I've dealt with discourage litigation. They give you all the downsides. If you go to a lawyer and they go, oh, this is a slam dunk, let's start litigation tomorrow, I've learned to be skeptical of those lawyers. And most lawyers try to talk you out of litigation unless you, number one, really understand what you're getting into. And number two, you really want to do it. Now, I have not decided as of this moment whether to file a lawsuit. I'm not even going to name potential defendants in this segment. There's no reason to, but there would be multiple. If I were,
which tells me that he's a fucking bitch and he's just trying to threaten shit and throw his money around and be like, well, I'm getting all this dark money, so you probably can't stand up to a legal challenge for me, and I could bankrupt you as a result of how many well-funded fucking dark money people I'm surrounded with. You know what I'm saying? Like that, he's trying to threaten the press. That's what is going on here. He's trying to threaten journalists. He's trying to threaten the press, and not just Taylor Lorenz. He doesn't want people to keep digging. He doesn't want any of us out here to keep fucking digging. Because as I mentioned earlier, Taylor Lorenz only scratched the surface. There's a lot more to find out, and he doesn't want anyone going on that mission.
100%. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep.
We're successful, the upside in theory would be I've cleared my name, at least in some generic sense. And that would be great. But there are some significant downsides to getting involved in that. Number one is the cost. Unless you're in a highly public situation like the Sandy Hook parents suing Alex Jones or some of these other scenarios, you're not going to get a lawyer to take the case on contingency, meaning you start paying legal fees immediately. And I've been advised this could take 6 figures in legal fees just to get to the end without even a guarantee of getting the money back, right? I mean, hopefully you win, but winning can depend even on technicalities like what states are these lawsuits filed in. So that's the first consideration. Secondly, a case like this probably takes 12 to 18 months. And I'll admit, it would be extraordinarily stressful. I am not litigious by nature. I think all of you know that. I've never sued anybody. It would be stressful. It would be time consuming. Remember, I have a newborn at home. And it also likely would take me away
for you. It'd be stressful to you to fucking go after some powerless fucking journalist with all your army of money and fucking lawyers and dark money and shit. Oh, I'm sure that'd be really stressful for you as you try to ruin someone's career for reporting fucking facts, for literally just exposing something that we all have a right to know about.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
From the show. And so part of it is a conversation with my audience. Is it best for the show? Is the audience best served by 12 to 18 months of litigation instead of just focusing on the show and focusing on the baby? And then number 3 is the reality of the outcome. Imagine that it takes 15 months and I win, right? Imagine I win. Maybe there's a financial settlement, maybe not. But even then, the damage, to the extent that there will be damage, is mostly going to be done. Am I really going to go 15 months from now and show the people that did abandon the show right now the victory? And are they then going to come back? And, most defamation cases don't even go to trial. They end in a settlement. The settlement often includes that no one can talk about the settlement. So it's also like,
all
at
about
the end
that.
of all of that, 6 figures in legal fees and all of this, if there is a settlement, okay, I get some money, but is it even really the public victory that might help from a publicity standpoint, especially if it's a settlement no one's allowed to talk about? So that's what I'm contending with.
Yeah, this is obviously just empty threats. I mean, obviously, I hope for the sake of Wired and for journalists out there that he doesn't actually go through with this. Obviously, I'm not trying to like dare him into doing it or whatever, because that would be horrible and just a nightmare for the people involved. But I think it's pretty obvious he's trying to threaten the press. He's trying to intimidate reporters from doing their fucking job, from digging into his corruption and the corruption of his whole fucking friend group, all of these fucking idiot collaborators of his, right? That's what this is about. But no, he wouldn't. I personally do not think he would have an actual case here. I don't think there's any fucking case here. And also, like, to actually prove defamation, it's pretty hard. You have to prove that the person went in there and was trying to take you down a peg, that they were trying to negatively affect you or your company, that they were trying to hurt you. There has to be some level of intent proven. And for you to say, oh, well, I lost 5,000 subscribers out of almost 2 million, like that's not really going to prove that she did anything to you. For one, they're going to be like, okay, so you don't like this article, you think it implies things about you that you don't agree with. Well, that's her fucking right as a writer. That's her free speech. She has a journalistic First Amendment, yada yada yada. And she didn't inflict enough damage on you for it to actually equate to any serious damages. Like I said, as far as your career reputation is concerned, there's no way to prove that she went into this with any bad intent either. She was, I mean, even if you think she was wrong or disagree with her conclusion or whatever, there's no proof that she went in here to try to smear you or defame you. You just don't like what was exposed.
I mean, we had that conversation as it relates to, Bridget Macron, right? And Candace Owens. There's a massive lawsuit coming from Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, against Candace Owens for defaming his wife.
Let's take a look, Zach, real quick at some of the comments on David Pakman's video, because it looks like some people in his audience found it equally as funny that he's pretending to not know how to pronounce APAC, and that is just hilarious the more I think about it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's just a blatant lie, and to me it's an admission of guilt. It's an admission of guilt. Do you know how you were making the point earlier that the way they're behaving makes them look guilty as fuck, like they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and I don't even like cookies. It's like, we all know you fucking like cookies, dude. Like, here you are with your hand in the cookie jar. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to pronounce APAC. What a brazen lie. And to be honest, everybody, it shows how little he thinks of his audience. It shows how dumb and gullible and captivated he thinks you guys are. And that's why he just can come out here and lie to you like Donald Trump. You're not going to scrutinize the things he said. You're just, oh, don't you know David denied that? Brian denied that. No shit, they denied that. They were accused of doing something wrong. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? They said they didn't do it. Of course they said they didn't do it. What the fuck? Like, they're not going to come out here, oh, yep, we did that. Like, of course they're going to either let it brush out or they're going to lie. But what you have to look for is the receipts. Did they come out here and say, this is the contract I signed? The things that are redacted right here are your personal information that we can't let out. But other than that, this is the whole ass contract. This is all I signed, right? It just said, hey, we're going to give you $8,000 a month because, we think you're a real swell guy. We don't have any other strings attached, though. Thank you. Please use some of this money to improve your thumbnails. We hate them. That's all. If that was all it said, he would have published that shit immediately. He would have put it up on screen. He would have read it out to his entire audience. But he thinks you guys are so audience captured. He thinks you're so parasocially warm to him that you don't care what he says to you. You're just going to keep cheering blue team good, Pakman good.
Yeah, they're too, what do you say, confusedly outraged or something.
Yeah.
But this one's interesting. And to be fair, I'm not cherry picking these. Some of them are positive. This one says, not worried about it. I trust you guys because you all tell a verifiable truth and cover whatever is current. Okay, well, that's AI. So never mind. This is a clear bot. That's been
Utah Jag.
Yeah, look at this chat. I trust you guys because you all tell a verifiable truth and cover whatever is current. That's literally a bot. Are you kidding me, bro? Literally, that is a fucking AI bot.
Do you think he's botting his own chat
Yes.
to give
Yes.
positive commentary?
That's probably why his view count is so high too.
Yeah.
If we're being real, I mean, I'm not trying to get sued. This is all just a satire, or I'm not actually saying that. But yeah, that's
Gavin's
clearly
playing a character. Right?
We're all playing characters. Yeah.
I'm Billy, and that's silly. Okay, we cannot be litigated for anything we say while in character.
Exactly. But back to the real human being commenters. Best reaction would be to go on Breaking Points to give an interview. You seem to be putting up with straw men rather than dealing seriously with these allegations, which I think is a good point. I think that, yeah, if David Pakman really wants to challenge these accusations or allegations or whatever, then yeah, go in the fucking lion's den, defend yourself, talk to someone like Crystal or Sagar, try to fucking invite Taylor Lorenz on, see if, she would be interested in hearing your pushback to her own article, instead of just dealing with straw men like this comment says.
100%, and I would just like to publicly put out to Taylor and David Pakman, we'd be happy to host that debate here on the Vanguard.
Yeah.
We'll rent a space for it. You guys can fly out. We'll dress up as referees. Be a good time.
And then here's a good one to finish things off. David, you need to actually speak out about the genocide in Gaza. And that's a good point because it returns to the substance. It's like, again, whatever you think about this money or whether or not he should be taking it or whether or not it's defensible, you know what I actually care about? This man's content and the fact that he does not speak out about the genocide in Gaza. The very few times he's talked about it, he's run cover for the genocidal regime that's responsible for these crimes against humanity. Yep. As Zach is showing you guys right now. It's
Hamas
crazy.
Appears to bomb their own hospital. Israel blamed. And there's a bunch of examples of this, guys. And yeah, he has 3.31 million subscribers, and he's out here pissing and moaning about 5,000 subscribers that, pieced out. And the reality is, because those were 5,000 that he wasn't paying for.
Yeah, 100%. So it's pretty pathetic to watch him panic as his audience turns on him. Again, even though his view count is fine, he seemingly has enough bots to weather the storm. The comment section tells a more honest picture. It really does. There's only so much bots can do when it comes to creating this facade of like, oh, my community is totally on board with me and they're all 100% on my side, bro. There's no issue here. Nope. The comment section tells a different fucking story, as does the panic in his voice when he talks about, oh, all these people leaving, all these people fucking unsubscribing. Maybe I'll have to sue to get them back. Who knows?
It's so MAGA. David Pakman is the definition of blue MAGA.
Yep. He's a lot more boring than Trump is when he threatens to sue people.
True. Oh God, I know. But isn't that just the perfect like foil of a milquetoast liberal Trump? Yeah. Just like fucking Squidward sounding, droning on. I mean, it's crazy. It's like he learned cadence from listening to Joe Biden in 2023. This is how there's things going through, and it's crazy. I saw somebody in chat say he talk, or maybe it was Gavin. I can never remember. I get source amnesia when I'm on the show for too long. But somebody compared it to how you would talk to a kindergartner. Was that you, or was that chat that I was reading?
I think I said that. He's like coming out here and condescending everyone. Yeah.
Literally, it reminds. So when I was a kid growing up, right, my mom was a preschool teacher, and that is what this dude sounds like to me. He sounds like he's lecturing a preschool audience. And it again, I don't mean to keep beating the same drum, but it really is revealing how he thinks of his own audience, right? He doesn't respect them at all. He doesn't respect your ability to think critically or disagree with him or push back or anything. And that's because he has 17 fucking sponsors and $8,000 a month in dark money. He doesn't depend on you guys, right? Which is why we get so incensed about this and why Gavin and I respond to every super chat. We're in the comment section. We're talking to people on Twitter. We're reacting to the things you guys say live on chat. I'm watching this, feed go by, even though it's really fast now. It's hard to focus on all the time. You know what I mean? We are in community with you guys. We're not on a pedestal talking down to you. We're all on the ground floor having a conversation. And that is because we're an actual independent community, right? You get this like idea of you're being insulated. You don't have to listen to the people who you're actually making content for, right? And I'm not saying you should become audience captured. You have to sometimes know, hey, this is my value. I have to draw a line in the sand just because a bunch of people are telling me that the COVID vaccine is scary. Like, I'm not going to change my mind. I listened to the doctor. The doctor went to medical school, not me, just to give one example, right? But when I don't know. When you have all this money that's coming guaranteed to you, you can just fucking piss off and tell your audience to go fuck themselves and keep saying the party line and buy bots.
And you don't care.
Like your views aren't going down.
Yeah, and you don't care because those aren't actually the people you're making content for. You're making content so you can prostitute yourself out to the highest corporate bidder, and then throw your audience in the trash, betray them, and say, "Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'll sell them anything." They're just a number to me. They're just a number to me that I can then use as leverage to get paid more from you, Mr. Corporate Moneybags. That's what it is. They treat their audience like a bargaining chip.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The The vanguard will be there, sir. The vanguard will be there, sir. The vanguard